Hello everyone, welcome to the show. My name is Amanda Ostrander. I am a teacher turned homeschool mom, and this is Raising A to Z, a place where we talk about all things homeschooling. And today I have a very exciting announcement. I have been working on a secret project. Well, it's not so secret. You guys, I've talked about it a little bit, but I'm very excited to announce the official launch of True North History, which is a brand new curriculum company that I started kind of out of desperation. And I'm very excited to say that it's officially out. Like, it is officially available. So let me start at the beginning for those who have no idea what I'm talking about. I'm really excited. Sorry. Back at the beginning, more than a couple months ago, back in the spring, I started to do what I do every year, which is gathering our curriculum, figuring out what we're going to do for next year. And I was pulling together science and math and language and picking all the resources. And then I get to history and geography, and I always get stuck. And I always get frustrated when it comes to Canadian history and geography stuff. I'm always trying to find what I'm looking for, and I find something kind of close, and I spend so much time building it out that basically even when I find a good unit study that I think is a decent unit study, by the time I make it be what I want it to be, I've basically created something totally new. I've added so many texts and books and videos and assignments that it's basically an entirely new unit. And I was sitting on the floor in the basement with like all of my books spread all around me. Oops. And my husband came down the stairs and I was just like, hun. He's like, what? What's wrong? I was like, what is my biggest frustration in life when it comes to homeschooling curriculum? And he's like, history and geography every year. And I was like, I know. And as I sat there in this pile of books, I kind of got this moment of like, I am a teacher who homeschools her kids, who also has a Canadian history degree. I might be kind of uniquely qualified to write history curriculum for homeschoolers because I actually know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm looking for. I tend to be on the pickier side because I'm looking for something really quality. And it might just be time to start writing it myself. And so over the next 6 months, I slowly started doing all the things to make True North History come together. From figuring out what the units are going to be, to starting to write them, to building out the website, social media, like doing all the things it takes to start a curriculum company. I started doing that. And I'm very excited to say it is finally here. The day is finally here that I can say it's done. Not done. It's not done. Let me make that clear. But it is available for launch, if that makes sense. I'm so excited that the first unit is now out. So let me show you what a unit looks like. So when you purchase a unit, you automatically get the parent manual and the student manual. Or sorry, student workbook, that's what it's called. Parent manual, student workbook. You automatically get both. Unlike other curriculum companies where sometimes when you pay for a unit, you have to it's one price for the parent manual, it's one price for the student manuals, and you have to buy them separately. No, it's one PDF. They come as one PDF. You can print them just like this, and they are double-sided. So you print them double-sided. It is designed to come out of your printer looking just like this. So the parent manual is like this. And basically I designed it to be everything you need to know. You don't need anything extra to do this unit study. Like, you don't need extra books. You don't need extra videos. You don't need anything extra. If all you do is pick this up, you have a solid foundation to teach this course, this unit. Now, I'll walk you through it because I'm going to show you what's inside. All right, table of contents. This unit has 12 lessons. Some of the units are longer. Some of them are a little bit, some of the units, oh my goodness, I'm so excited. I can't even get my words up. Some of the lessons are a little bit longer. Some of them are a little bit shorter, but basically they're kind of like a 1 day lesson. They're kind of set up to be a one-day lesson. But this one has 12 lessons. So if you're teaching this 2 or 3 times a week, you're looking at like 4 or 5 weeks to get it done. So it's like it's not overly it's not too much. You can easily get it done. So yeah, you have table of contents. The next page, this is your everything what you need. So it goes lesson by lesson and tells you exactly what kind of materials you would need. Whether it is a pencil, whether it is certain colors of markers, whether it is, what are some things here? There's one here where you need a pan and some coffee to make a aged letter. It tells you exactly what you need to do each lesson and each activity. So you know before you start what you need to get to use. And that's just like materials. You don't need anything extra in terms of like reading or resources. However, I do have suggestions. So if you're looking for read alouds to add because you want to do like a full morning basket to go with it, there is a full reading list of like suggestions of books that I have read, that my kids have read, that we like, as well as some online resources. Again, not necessary, totally optional. But you know, if you want to like I said, if you want to do a morning basket, if your kids get on like a rabbit trail and they want to take off, you can do that. So this unit here, the first one is coming to Canada. So this is how people came to Canada. And so we start at the beginning in this unit because the units I'm writing are in chronological order. So we start at the very beginning with the first people of Canada, the Indigenous people of Canada. We go through different theories on how they got here. We're going through like what their lives were like, and we have an assignment. You have a couple pages of readings with pictures to do with your kids. And then we have an assignment. The parent manual has an answer key. So anything in light blue is your answers. When you go to your student manual, it is the exact same worksheet. You have the answers. Okay. So it is super simple. You can just literally, you don't need anything, because one of my things was I have a big background in history. I can go through a history unit and like, I know where to add, I know where to put things in. I know when they leave out random details that no one ever explains, which is a frustration of mine. But I know that because I have a degree in history. If you don't have a degree in history, or you might not have done Canadian history since you were in elementary school, or if you've moved to Canada, you might not know anything about Canadian history. And so what do? So I wrote it to be as comprehensive as possible. So like you can just literally pick it up. After that, we get into, so that's the first unit, first lesson. Then we get into creation stories. There's a whole lesson in here on the creation stories. We do some like comparing creation stories of the different Indigenous groups in Canada. So we compare a Inuit story with an Anishinaabe story. So we have the Raven and we have Turtle Island. And what is really special about this curriculum is not only did we include the story in text form, so it's actually here, the whole like transcript is here. This one is the Raven. You could read it if you want. You can also watch it. So my husband and I spent weeks, hours creating videos. So there are anywhere from 3 to 5 videos per unit that are animated videos to get your kids interested, to capture their attention. And so you get video content when you buy this unit as well. So that's super exciting. After that, we get into the Vikings, which is, they were the first Europeans to come to Canada. And then this is where True North history makes it so unique. We start talking about European exploration, and I don't just say Europeans started exploring the world, which is what I found in so many textbooks and so many, because I have quite a few like public school textbooks that I've purchased like from secondhand stores or whatever. A lot of them just say the Europeans started exploring the world. where's the context? Why were they exploring the world? What were they doing? What was the point? What was the purpose? How come everybody was exploring? They don't talk about that. They never talk about that. Not in public schools. And so that's what we're going to talk about. Exploring. Why were they exploring? Where did they explore? What was the point of it all? So we start with that. We start about where they go. That's another whole unit lesson. And then we get into the actual European explorers who came to Canada. So we start with John Cabot. We start about what's his story, like what did he bring? Why did he come to Canada? And then this is something else that's very unique. At the end of whenever I do like a lesson on a biography, we end with his legacy or her legacy, if there's women. But it is, why are they important in Canadian history? What makes his exploring an important part of Canadian history? What was his contribution? And so it just simplifies. It's kind of like a wrap up to the lesson. This is what he did. Here's what's interesting. So I tried to make these as comprehensive as I can. There's little like tidbits of information about like where Canada got its name. I have another one here about scurvy, because I was telling people what scurvy was, and they were mind blown, because you hear about it, but you don't actually realize how bad it is. So we have like little tidbits of information. Like I'm constantly trying to make it an all-encompassing thing that is going to be interesting to your kids, because let me tell you what hooks children into like history. It is the weird, the gross, the crazy, like all the like the big stories, right? What's going to hook your kid into like learning about Jacques Cartier? It's going to be learning that most of his men died of scurvies, and scurvies is disgusting, and that's what's going to hook them, right? So making it as fun, as exciting as I can. Other things you're going to find in here, there's a whole, like I designed a game, like it's like a history game. So here they're going to try to cross the sea to get from Europe and France all the way over to Canada. So we're gonna see if we can do it, right? So we have a ton of like great activities in here. There's other games. Yeah, there's like a matching game here. You print them out. You print this out, you cut them out, and you have this great fact matching game. And so the whole unit is designed to be super simple for you as a parent to be able to pick it up and you know exactly where you're going, exactly what to say, exactly what to do. And if you have no idea what you're saying or doing, it's okay. The other great thing about the True North History curriculum units are that they are completely self-contained. So while this is the first one, I do have lots of plans for others. In fact, the plan includes 17 units over the next 2 years. And let's say you want to pick up this unit. This is great. You can start here. It's unit 1. It's chronological. That's what you want. But let's say in a couple of years, you're like, hey, I just want to do a World War I. You can pick up the World War I unit, and we have the first lesson is going to be where we are, what's our context in our country, in the world. And the last unit is where are we and like where are we headed. So you kind of get buffered in that you can just do this unit by itself and you're not missing information on either side, but you're kind of able to do it all in one. So I'm excited. True North History is available. This first unit coming to Canada is available right now. You can find it on the website. And if you're like, oh man, you only got one, let me tell you, unit number 2 is coming. I actually have it printed. It is just going through its final revision, and we're just finishing up the videos, and then Canadian geography is going to be available. I'm going to give you a little quick look through Canadian geography just for fun. But this was another subject that I found really difficult. And I find history, geography, they all fall under the True North logo. This one's a little bit longer. It's 21 lessons. Some of the lessons in here are a little bit shorter though. They're kind of like one-pagers. So you could do 2 lessons if you have a bit of an older kid. But I did this one because I got frustrated with the fact that every time I looked at a geography curriculum for kids, they just seemed too surface. And by too surface, I mean, if I look at one more geography curriculum that talks about the province's flowers and nothing else, I might actually lose my mind. So you're not going to find flowers in this curriculum. There's no flowers. We're not talking about province's flowers. What we do talk about are our national symbols. We talk about the people who are in Canada. We talk about the cultural breakdowns and multiculturalism. We talk about each province. And when we do each province, it's the history of that province. It is about what made that province unique, what they're doing nowadays. It is about the real history of the province, not just what is their provincial flower. So you're getting like a lot of history in this as well. We're going through every province, their story, how they joined Canada, because fun fact, not all the provinces became part of Canada all at once. That's a video in this unit, by the way. So we have all kinds of stuff like that. And then we also get into things like, we get into landscapes. We're getting into mountains. We get into waterways. Talking about waterways, like things like bays and oceans and rivers. Like those are important things in terms of geography, and they're just like fluffed over in other units. And I want to make it really interesting. We have one of my favorite lessons in this one. It's this whole last lesson, actually, lesson 21. It's on landmarks. So it's on all kinds of different natural and man-made landmarks that are in existence and that are like significant to Canada. And we go over why they're significant and what makes them special. And then like the assignment for this activity, the assignment in the student manual, because I have that as well, is here are all the different landmarks that we just learned about. You got to cut them out and figure out where they go in terms of their place in the map. And you, as parents, have the answer key. So I wanted it to make history and geography exciting and fun because I am a bit of a nerd. I am a history buff. I love it, and I want to share it with my kids, and I want them to be excited about it. But when I spend hours and hours and hours and so much energy and time building units that I was getting frustrated, it just didn't seem worth it. And I know a lot of parents have said the same thing. As soon as I've shown this to a few people, they have gotten so excited, and a couple of them almost cried because they're like, this is exactly what we were looking for. This is exactly what we needed. I had one mom got really mad at me a little bit because she was like, this didn't exist 10 years ago when I was doing it. When I was teaching my kids who are now like 17, 18 years old, and because the age range for these is probably grade 3 to 8 currently, like this line. She was, I wish this existed because this is exactly what I would have wanted. So it is available. You can follow us on Instagram on True North History. I'm going to be doing some giveaways over there. So you will definitely want to go over there to get following, because like I said, I have so many ideas for more content that's coming out. We're going to do a giveaway of a free unit this week. So you'll definitely want to head over there. But yeah, so plans for the future, because I know you guys are like, Amanda, you wrote 1, you wrote 2, what's up? So Coming to Canada is currently available. It is available right now. Canadian Geography, oops, this one for some reason they put a plastic on this one when I got it printed. I don't know why. All right. Canadian Geography, this one is going to be available December 18th. We just need to finish the videos. So this one will be available December 18th. This one is available right now. They'll both be available for the new year. So if you want to include Canadian history or geography in the new term after Christmas, you now have an option that makes it easy and fun, and you can actually do it. So that's what's available, going to be available by the new year. The plan for the next few years is to slowly start making more. So my goals for 2025, my goal is to get the history line up to Confederation. So kind of doing all of Canadian history up to Confederation. I believe that's 3 more units. I also have plans for I call it Canada for Kinders is the current name of it. Actually, you can see it right here. Canada for Kinders. It is going to be a primary level course. So like I said, these ones are kind of designed for grades 3 to 8. But this one is going to be designed for like kindergarten, grade 1, grade 2. So it'll be a little bit lighter, a little bit easier, and it'll be introducing kids to Canada and what it means to be Canadian, what are things that are important to Canadians, what our country looks like, where you find, like a little bit on the lighter side, but that will be available in 2025 as well. That is my goal. I also have a wish list of other social studies courses that I would like to do, including I don't even want to say it because I'm hoping I can get it out, but I don't know. I also have a dream that in 2025, I could also do the history of holidays, which is a unit that I built out with my kids a couple years ago, and they thought that was great. So I thought that would be a great social studies unit, which Canadians are always looking for social studies units that actually meet our needs. So I thought that would be a first social studies line for me. So we will see. Like I said, the goal is definitely to get through to Confederation for Canadians, as well as start the kinder line, which would be Canada for Kinders. And then we'll see where we can get to in terms of that. So I'm very excited. It's nice to kind of be at this point in the journey of having spent the last several months working on this. And I'm just excited that it's finally out. So if you are interested, I can't even speak. I'm so excited. I have a promo code. So if you want to use promo code DISCOVER15 as you discover this brand new Canadian history curriculum, promo code DISCOVER15, you can get 15% off your first order. So that is kind of like a launch pricing. I'm very, very excited. I look forward to making more awesome content for you guys. And like I said, follow us along on True North History on Instagram. And I will be doing a giveaway for a free unit this weekend. So thank you so much. I will get back to regular homeschooling content next week. But for now, I'm just going to live in the excitement of the success of True North History. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.